Hello everybody, thank you for joining me on my third video of the perfect pairs. Lined up, I've got all my tarot and my oracle decks that are a little bit more masculine, let's say. Not like my first video, which was a bit more feminine. These are a lot more masculine decks, and they're also a little bit darker, a little bit heavier reads, which is, you know, it's good as well. So I'm just going to jump straight in and go to the True Black Tarot. Beautiful deck. This is the back. I do have a walkthrough, so you can have a look at that. I'll put the link in. It is a bit of a chunky monkey, I have to say. It's quite quite chunky. Really hard to rifle shuffle. I have to overhand shuffle these ones because there's not much bend to it. But the feel, oh my god, the feel of this deck is... it's just this silkiness. I don't know if it's called rose petal finish. I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But it's just, none of my other decks feel this way. It's just this luxury feel. So, what I'll do is I'm going to get out the first oracle deck that I have to go with the True Black. So that is the Wild Unknown Archetypes. This is a beautiful pairing. They just work so well together, and it really does. It is a heavy read. Just you know, heads up if you do want to use this. It is a heavy read, but it can also be very confronting, which sometimes that's not a bad thing. Sometimes we need to be confronted with, you know, maybe your fears, maybe you know, your emotions, but this is also really good, I suppose, for, you know, people who want to do those readings for loved ones that have passed away. It just really helps you tap into that energy a lot more, I suppose, serious things that you'd like to tackle. So, what I'll do is I'll bring up the next tarot deck. Oh, sorry, actually it's Oracle. Another one that goes really well with the True Black is the Wild Unknown again. Surprise, surprise. But it's the Animal Spirit one. So, again, with this one, heavy reads, but not as heavy as the Archetype. It's not as confronting, but really good reads. You know, it's really, I suppose, it goes in depth. I'll just move these up a little bit, make sure you've not got much glare. Good. All right, as you see, they just work really well. The colors, you know, I suppose it's there's not too many colors obviously in the True Black Tarot, so, you know, having one, I suppose, that goes with it, that has slightly more colors in it, and Again, it's still very simple as well, so not necessarily simple to read, but simple in art. There's not too much happening, it just complements it so well. So my next tarot deck that I will do is the Marchetti. So this is the back. Let's see, make sure you can see it. It's got beautiful gilding, by the way. Can you see that? Yeah. Let's start off with the devil. Alright, so with the Marchetti, I do have two that go really well with this. So I have a Kipper deck, so let me just grab some of these off. So I just feel like this Kipper deck, I'll show you the back. There you go. Does have gilding as well. These two tend to work well together. Really do tell love stories really well, but also you know, talks about careers. Really, you know, that's a really good focus on these cards. You know, that's one thing I really like about this Five of Cups is she's almost like shameful. You know, there's this shame coming from this card. So that's one thing I do love about owning so many different decks, that the artist really portrays, you know, the different suits or different minors slightly differently. I mean, it's obviously still that loss and that's there, but you just see it just oozes shame. Anyway, I carry on. That's just my opinion of that card. So another one that works well with the Marchetti Tarot is the astrology reading cards. So I do like to have these, and you know, I just usually have this as like a topic, and you know, that, or the energy, I suppose you can put it that way as well, is the energy of the read, and then I'd use a tarot deck then to find out a little bit more about that field. Like here it says transformation. Let's do this. The 8th house. This transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. So you know, you then go on and go, oh, okay, this is the energy of the read, and you'd then use, I'd like to use a Marchetti Tarot to then go through a little bit more about you know, I suppose what's happening in that area of your life, you know, and what could potentially be the outcome, or you know, what could be the advice that you might be looking for to steer you in the right direction, let's say, or you know, it's great for that supportive day-to-day advice. They just work really well. The next tarot deck that I'd like to share with you is the Dark Mansion. Let me just pop that back. Pop that away. So that's the back. Did I show you the back of the astrological cards? There they are. Sorry guys if I missed that. There you go. They do come in different colours as well, so depending on what, I suppose, the card that you draw is, but you have greens, blues, purples. Nice deck. So this is the Dark Mansion. I absolutely love this deck. It's so quirky, and that I do love the black edges, but obviously I'll just see if you can kind of see it. When you do use this deck a lot, because of the black edging, obviously you can see that it chips away a little bit, but oh my god, it's so cute. It is so cute. But again, I do find this to be more masculine. Again, really good for you know, it's good for love readings, also good for day-to-day readings. It's just an overall cute deck, but really good as well. So what I like to go with that is the Sawyer Lenormand Tarot. This is the back of it. Just because I find that this deck is also very cute, and it just complements the Dark Mansion Tarot really well. So I'll just I suppose this will give you a more lighter read, not as heavy as obviously the first one with the True Black. Alright, so what I'll do is I will go on to the Bonefire. Did I say Bonefire? Oh jeez, it's late, I'm tired guys. So, Bonefire, this is a wonderful deck. I absolutely love this deck in general. It's full of colour, full of life. I have to say the people in it do look a little bit somber. They do. I did etch this deck myself. I just went into this phase of just doing all the edging for most of my cards. The only thing I would say that I don't like, but I would have preferred it to be matte. Only reason is because it sticks, because it's so glossy. But I do get really interesting reads with this one, and there are so many prompts. You know, there's just so much detail in here that it really helps people who are starting, I suppose. You'd have to be like an intermediate, because you couldn't, I suppose, just jump into using this deck without a little bit of background, because you can get, it does have, I suppose, the name of the card at the bottom, and you could go, oh, it's Rider-Waite based. But I just feel like it just offers so many more options and directions in the card, depending on what, you know, calls out to you, like this, you know, 10 of, was it 10? Yeah, 10 of clubs, or, you know, I suppose this kind of triangle here. What does that mean? You know, it's great for intuition and intuitive hits. You know, you kind of read, and it can really add to a reading. Absolutely love this deck. This is one of my first decks that I got. So along with that, again, I find that the Sawyer's Path works really well with it. And I don't know what it is, but I do like this deck for love readings. It's just very clear. And sometimes, you know, it can be a little bit hard to swallow what it's saying, because, you know, we want to hear how wonderful and everything's working out right. and it'll tell you what, you know, what's going on. I mean, that there to me really does speak about family issues. You know, something that's really eating at somebody, you know, something that's tormenting somebody. Yeah, it is confronting. You know, some maybe issues with that involve children, you know, whether it's custody or heavy read, but it does call it out. Alright, so I think I'm on to my final tarot deck that I will show you. And guys, it is the Game of Thrones. So, here's the back. And just an FYI guys, this tarot deck is absolutely wonderful to shuffle. Oh, it just feels so good. So nice to shuffle. So again, with this deck, I do find that you can have everyday readings with it, or you know, just I tend to lean towards more career-based readings with this deck, but it's completely up to yourself. So there's a few that I do like to pair with this one. So I'll start with the first. Oh, there's two. So the first one is the Compendium of Constellations. Now this is a lovely little deck. There's 90 cards in it. It's not too bad to shuffle, considering it's quite small. This is another small deck, so you can see the difference in size. But yeah, I just feel like that this works well with the Game of Thrones Tarot. I'll just put them side by side. Oh. Okay, make sure you bring it a bit further down for you. Alright, so I'll just take some off. Yeah, so this deck is really, this combination is really good for, you know, simple weekly reads, career reads. Alright, so the next oracle that I have that goes with the Game of Thrones Tarot is the Spirit of, the Animal Spirit Oracle. Again, went through my etching phase and did do the borders. So this is a lovely pairing. Again, probably a lot lighter read compared to the other ones that we've had a look at. Let me grab this one. Alright, I think I'll stop there. And that's it. I think I've gone through all my decks bar from the ones that haven't arrived. I'm terrible. I think once you go tarot, you never go back, eh? I mentioned this already. I do have the Oak, Ash and Thorn Tarot. I can't open it yet, waiting for my birthday to come along. It's a birthday gift. So I just have that there just because I absolutely love the art and can't wait to jump into that. And I do have the El Goliath coming as well. So that's going to join this shelf of darker tarot, and I'm kind of interested to see, you know, if it's just as a heavy read as the a true black tarot. I get the feeling it will. It is already very confronting, and I absolutely love that. Sometimes you need to be confronted. Sometimes you need to see, you know, go through that shadow journey. I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like and you know, the thumbs up, and hit subscribe, and I will see you around. See ya.